The process of organizing really is simple. It's just the act of it that can be harder, and there are some huge obstacles, and what you mentioned is one of them. But these are not readers. Anyway, knowing where to start. I mean, if you have a 3,000 square foot home or even a 600 square foot home and every area is covered, where to start. And if you try to do it yourself and it's not your thing, you probably gravitate from room to room. Oh, this goes in the laundry room. And you get to the laundry room, you're like, oh, that goes in the closet. You run upstairs and you're like, oh God, look at all those shoes. And you take your boots out in the garage, and an hour later, you're even more frustrated than ever. There you go. So knowing where to start is huge, and we can talk about that in a minute.
Two pieces of the same heart, two halves of the same story, two harmonies to the same song, perfect fit and you're getting more, and the pieces fall into place. It's incredible. Ooh, 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 it's incredible.
Sentimental items, which is sort of what you're talking about. Sentimental or gifted, they sort of go together. What to do with items that belong to others. Maybe you have children that have moved on, or your parents that want to store things so they can come visit you and have all their ski stuff in your house once a year when they only come for like 3 days, but they want you to keep all their stuff. Anyway, a lot of times we have other people's things in our homes. It's hard to get started when you're just overwhelmed. Maybe you are moving, so that gives you a deadline, and that deadline just kind of crunching down on you, and you need to know where to start. Not knowing where to get rid of things, and we'll talk about that at the end also. But people are stumped, it seems like, on what to do with things. How do you dispose of it properly? Can you make money off it? What has value and what doesn't? Also, understanding of time needed. That's a big one. I think a lot of times in so many different projects in life, we think, oh, I'll just take care of that on Saturday, thinking it'll take 15 minutes or something. And then once you dig into it, it becomes this giant project. Like, oh, I don't have the right size screwdriver or battery. I have to run to the store. And then you get to the store, and they don't make that size battery anymore. So you have to go to the next store, and then anyway, your little 15-minute project turns again into a 2-hour project, and it's still not complete. So you're frustrated, and you're like, I'm just going to go to yoga. Or whatever.
Or when you're at the store, you buy some more. There's something really
Exactly, right. So, do you want me to just kind of touch on all these little subjects, or does anyone have questions at this point? Like, another reason that they wouldn't get started? No? Or I don't know.
Yeah, talk about obstacles,
Yeah.
sheer
I mean,
volume.
that's where I am.
Yeah,
I get
overwhelmed.
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 I have a whole bedroom that's not a bedroom, it's a storage unit.
Okay.
And it's been that way since I moved, because I got really organized when I moved, but most of it, like, stuff went in boxes, and then it all went in that room. And every time I go in that room, I'm like, all right, let me just find the thing I need.
Open the door, throw it in, and shut the door.
You know, and I think it would be nice to have a spare bedroom, or at least have it neat
Right.
and organized. And I did. I watched like 2 episodes of Marie Kondo, went in, pulled out 6 banana boxes, went through it all, and I now have in my living room 6 banana boxes.
Just move the problem.
A pile of clothes to give away, a pile of clothes to that I don't
okay.
take the clothes, and I have to inventory them for tax reasons and all that other stuff. And I got stuff I got to throw away, and then I got stuff hanging. I mean, my house is a disaster now, and I'm just not looking at it.
Okay.
It's just.
Well, let's talk about the process, and then we can bring it back with questions. So I stole this process from an author. Her name is Julie Morgenstern. She's a longtime nationally known organizer. She writes a lot of books. She has a really nice chart on time estimation, how long it takes to do a project, which if you ever want to look it up, I'm sure you can Google it. But the average pantry is 8 to 10 hours. I mean, if you have a walk-in pantry with maybe 8 shelves floor to ceiling to pull everything off, evaluate what you have, look at all the dates, shop for the right, clever gadgets to store cans or rolling. recycle bins or whatever you need, shop and purchase and put it all back and screw the spice hooks and the thing on the back of the door, it can be a 10-hour project. So I think a clothing closet is equally 8 to 10 hours for the average closet in Park City. If you have someone with a 10 or 20,000 square foot home or just a really huge clothing addiction, it's going to take you maybe 30 hours. So you have to set aside time or chunks of time, and you really need to build it into your calendar. I mean, if this project is important to you, decide how quickly you need to do it and block out time. Turn off your phone. Don't answer the door. Don't text. Just turn on a radio or whatever. Get a glass of wine or coffee or ice water, whatever it is you need, and focus. Maybe you have a friend to help you, or a neighbor, or a sister, or someone. It makes the time go a lot faster. But organizing is very time consuming, and that's something I think that Marie Kondo does point out really clearly. Some of those people take like months. I mean, it's a huge time commitment. But if you don't have that huge time commitment, start with little blocks of time, 4 hours maybe, or 2 hours a night, or 1 hour a night, but just try to get into a pattern and look at your calendar and make time, clear time for it. If you have a deadline, figure out how many hours it will take you to do something and build those hours into your calendar so you can hit your deadline. Maybe you have a graduation party or a wedding or company coming that need to sleep in that bed. So, okay. So
I'm
the
gonna
process,
just interject, like when she said have someone come and help you, or someone just, say, someone there sometimes just helps to make you do it. And then, by the way, Michelle does it too. So she's come to my house before and really helped a lot. Just helps you get started. Maybe you don't have her the whole time, but it helps you get started. And so it's good to have, I think that really helps.
It makes you follow through because,
Yeah.
that's what I do. Oh, no, I have 10 boxes that I need to take somewhere or do something, and there's that,
yeah.
I don't have that second push to finish it
yeah,
off
it's
for some reason.
Yeah.
should I really load it in my car and drive it there right now? Because then
And
it's
this may or
gone.
may not be realistic in your life, but maybe you have a neighbor, a daughter, a friend, or someone you can enlist to help you. Maybe they need help with working out, or they want to learn how to cross-country ski. Maybe you have a talent that you can share. Make it a little fun. Do it in the evening. Say, please come over for 3 hours. Help me go through my closet. And, make them dinner, make them a glass of wine, coffee, whatever makes you happy. And talk to your friend while you're doing it. So it doesn't have to be awful. I happen to really like it. I hate to work out, so everyone has their So anyway, that's the baggy shirt pants. But okay, so the process is super simple. This writer, she's used an acronym space. If you read a bunch of organizing books, there's a dozen acronyms out there, but they all sort of boil down to the same principles. And the very first thing you want to do, which I bet you did with your clothing, you sort it. Pants, tank tops, biking shorts, bras, nursing bras, formal wear, Spanx, tennis shoes, flip-flops, whatever. Try to gather everything from whatever space you're starting in, for example, the master closet or your own closet, and sort it all out. And once you see how much you have, then you can start purging. So let's say we're in your bedroom and you have stacks of vintage t-shirts and more fashiony t-shirts and maybe blouses and swimsuits and all the different things. Go through your piles and start discarding into your banana boxes or garbage bags or whatever you have. Anything that no longer fits, anything that is out of style, anything you haven't worn in 10 years. Probably over 2 years, you should get rid of it. If you have 30 black tank tops, keep your 10 favorite. So again, it's not super tough, it's just time consuming. So sort, get rid of what you don't want, and we can talk a little bit more of getting rid of down at the bottom, where to get rid of things. But once you see how much is left, so all right, so maybe you have this king size bed or something and it has all your categories, shorts, running shorts, jeans, corduroys, whatever, workout pants, and you see how much is left, then you determine how to put it all back because you see how much you truly have and you can allocate your space. So maybe you have a dresser, and in your dresser you just put a post-it, bras, underwear, pajamas, sleepwear, formal undergarments, whatever it is that you have in your home, running clothes, and try to keep your like items together. If you have the luxury of having extra closets and you have so much stuff, you can always swap out seasonally, but try to keep your like things together simply by eliminating what you don't use, don't love, don't wear anymore, hopefully you can get rid of anywhere from 10 to 60% of what you own. So it works the same for a pantry, it works the same in the garage. You put all the screwdrivers together and all the bike treads and all the, paint cans. And so anyway, sort, then purge. After you get rid of things you don't want, again, that's when you think about shopping. Do not run out. Don't think, I'm going to get organized today, so I'm just going to go buy some bins. Because you come home with bins and you find out, well, maybe you really needed hangers. And then you have all these bins and your husband wants you to return them and you're not going to get back to that store. Don't shop until you've sorted and purged. So once you know how much stuff you have, again, do I need drawer dividers for my dresser? Do I need hanging files because I have a lot of paper? Do I need bookshelves because I have a lot of books or videos? Or I have this old bookshelf and I have 100 pairs of shoes. Let's put the shoes on the bookshelves. Step 3, after you've gotten rid of all the no mores, that's when you shop for the clever products. You need like the fun little can dispensers or whatever it is for whatever space. And certainly when you're doing any room in your home, you can spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to have the most fabulous racks and filing cabinets and you can walk through the Container Store and spend hundreds of dollars, but you really don't have to. There's a million things that you can use that are free or that you have in other places in your home that you can probably recycle or repurpose. So some of the things that I like to use, if anyone buys, organic or the lettuce and the clear tubs in the grocery store, save them, rinse them out. They're great for batteries, for kitchen items, for all the lids for your tops of your drinking and running bottles or whatever. If you have bookshelves or old armoires, make them into cabinets to keep your games or linens or something like that. You have Costco has so many things that come in really elaborate packaging, like the fruit that come in those vacuum sucked huge packages with like a dozen apples and they're all like hermetically sealed. Those are super cool for Christmas balls that you can put them in and they don't break. Or a lot of times if you buy a new down comforter, they come in these beautiful plastic bags with rope hangers and zippers and you just throw them out. If you have off-season clothing or shoes, use those to put them under your bed. So just kind of think creatively with your packaging, I guess.
It's incredible.